Going on YouTube? Welcome back to our channel. So it's the day after the Upchurch concert that Mrs. Chubbs and I went to go see, and I just wanted to give you my thoughts, my opinions on the concert and what all took place and what I felt with the concert as far as the venue and the performances. So let's get into it. So for the opening act, they usually have like a local band or a band that doesn't have many followers, not too many people know of them. And we listened to a band called Mama's Madness. And, wow. He did like the 70s, 80s hair rock, heavy metal, high-pitched music. First off, the dude looked and acted like he did a lot of cocaine before he came out on stage. We were really worried that he was just going to kill over and have a heart attack because he was completely losing it up there. Almost every song that Mama's Madness performed was degrading towards women. It was trash. It was disgusting. And I couldn't believe some of the words that I will not repeat in this video that were coming out of their mouths. Horrible. Then, they played their set for about 20 minutes. And then the second set that came on was Ryan Upchurch. You also know him as Upchurch the Redneck. His performance was top-notch. He was absolutely amazing. You felt very invited while you were watching him perform. At one point in time, mind you, at this venue, it wasn't very large, but there was probably roughly 700 to 800 people there. Very packed, very small venue. Upchurch decided to jump down off the stage and just to come out in the crowd and start shaking people's hands, giving them hugs and taking videos with them and pictures with them. Upchurch, all around great guy, very genuine. You could tell he really appreciates and loves his fans. Now, I'm not going to put the venue on blast because it's not my business to do that. I'm only going to tell you what happened and what I felt with the venue. Now, the venue itself was very small. It was not the nicest venue that I've ever went to. It's, I guess, a club or a bar, regular hours, and it was completely disgusting. It was not nice at all. So, Upchurch did 2 concerts. Excuse me. He did a concert the night before, and then he did the concert last night that we went to. People were mad and kind of giving him hell because they said the first night he didn't sign no autographs. He didn't take no pictures at the end of the concert. And he flat out told them that, I wanted to save some voice for the folks that come the following night, which was last night, the concert that we went to. So he wanted to try to keep it fair. And he didn't want to blow out his voice completely. And he wanted to relax. He wanted to go back to his hotel and chill out for last night so he could perform for us and he would still be really good. And people got really offended by it. They got really upset by it. And at the time, I was like, well, why is he getting all upset about it? Like, they have every right to complain. I'd be ticked off too. So we go to his concert and he says towards the end of the show that at the end of this show, guys, I'm going to give me 15 minutes and then I'm going to come back out on stage and I'm going to sign as many people as I can, give autographs, pictures, videos, whatever you want. I'm going to try to get as much done as I possibly can. I'm going to hang out for about 2 hours. Everybody was like, cool, great, Me and Mrs. Chubbs were roughly he was about 10 minutes and he came back out like he said he would. And me and Mrs. Chubbs were standing there waiting, and we had nowhere else to go. Like, literally, we were packed in this little venue to where you couldn't move left, you couldn't move right, you couldn't move forward, you couldn't move backwards. So me and Mandy are literally about, I would say, no more than 8 feet away, maybe even closer, probably 6 feet away. And there was balconies all up around top of us, like an upper floor that could look down onto the venue. And people were being so arrogant and so drunk, and they were like throwing stuff down going, Upchurch, sign this. Upchurch, sign that. I watched a lady beside us say, "Sign my bandana, yo, sign my bandana." Well, this other girl's beside Mrs. Chubbs, and she's got some kind of like, I think it was like a CD, and she's holding it up, trying to get Ryan Upchurch to sign it. And this lady behind us that is screaming, "Sign my bandana, yo," just reaches out and clobbers this chick in the back of the head, punches her. Now, the girl that punches her, she's a taller girl. She's a bigger girl. She acted like she was real rough. Like, she was a street chick. Like, she knew what she was doing. She punches this poor little girl in the back of the head. This girl couldn't have weighed no more than 90 pounds soaking wet. So here I am with one hand trying to block Mrs. Chubbs from getting hit, and the skinny little girl that I have no clue even what her name is, trying to block so she don't get hit again. I asked her if she was okay. She said she was fine. So we're all waiting there, and the club knows that we're waiting there to get autographs and to get pictures. And all of a sudden they start yelling, "If you're under 21, get out. You gotta go." And they were not being nice about it at all. They were being complete tool bags. So everybody, some of them, you could tell some of them still stayed that were under 21. They were being little rebels about it. But some of them that were under 21 were actually leaving. They were really upset, and it was a bad situation. I felt really bad for the people. And he's signing autographs, and he's signing so much stuff. And me and Mrs. Chubbs are standing there, and we discussed this after it was all said and done. We're like, wow. Like, poor Upchurch. Like, you could tell he was just downright exhausted. He was tired. His voice was damn near gone because, if you've ever been to an Upchurch concert, you know that he rages. He jumps up and down. He bangs his head around. He just rages hard. And if you haven't been to an Upchurch concert, you need to. The dude is truly amazing. But there was a guy off to our left, and it was him and his wife and their one daughter and their one son. And I just so happened to look over, and he said that if you're under 21, you need to go now. Well, he looks at the little boy that might have been maybe 9 or 10, and he said, he's got to go. He got to go now. Which, did the dad get mad at the bouncer and start yelling? Yes, the dad started getting a little bit loud. The bouncer then proceeds to look back at him and say, "I wish you would. You have no idea what would happen to you." Basically threatening this guy. The other bouncer behind me kept saying, "You guys just need to go. We're sick of this. Just get your shit and go." The venue, to me, in my personal opinion, felt like they were just being bullies. And it's no blame to Upchurch whatsoever, because, like I said, he did an outstanding performance. He tried to sign as much as he could. But the venue could have said, "You know what, since he's going to sign some autographs, let's make everybody go to the side, wait in a line, you get us an autograph, you get a picture, whatever, and then you go." But what was happening was, people were getting autographs, like the street chick behind me. She got her bandana signed. She got her shirt signed. Then she took her shoe off, her boot, to have him sign that. And then she just lingered there. So people were getting autographs, pictures, this, that, and the other, and they were just staying. They weren't even leaving. And the bouncers were just like, whatever. And so we finally get up. We waited there for a good half hour, 45 minutes, to where me and Mrs. Chubbs would have really liked to have gotten a picture with me, her, and Upchurch, and I would have liked to have got an autograph, and so would she. But we noticed that he was so just exhausted, and so much bullcrap was going on with the bouncers and all the drunk people around us that when I finally got Mrs. Chubbs, I literally had to push her through a crowd of people just so he could sign her cell phone case. And I looked at Mrs. Chubbs and I said, "You know what, we're done." I said, "Let's just go." I said, "He's exhausted." I said, "I'm not going to keep waiting." These bouncers, God only knows what they were getting ready to do, because they were starting to flip their lids over nobody wanting to leave, which this venue, that was another big issue. So Upchurch had, I do believe, one bodyguard with him, and his bodyguard was huge. This dude was pushing every bit 450 pounds. The venue that we were at literally had 3 guys. 3. And there was only one bouncer that looked like he could really do anything about it as far as dragging people out of there. He was a real big dude. Where they have him? At the back exit door. That was it. But you know, what are you three bouncers going to do when there were still roughly like 250, 300 people in there? So, but long story short, at the end of the night, we had a great time. We will definitely be back for an Upchurch concert. My only issue was the venue. The venue was dirt. It was gross. I'm not going to say their name because it's still promoting them at the end of the day. And for some of you that may watch this and find this video upsetting that the venue was like this, I don't want you guys to go back and call them and give them a hard time and it just cause all kinds of bullcrap. But the concert itself was absolutely amazing. We'll definitely be going back to an Upchurch concert. Mama's Madness was crap, and the venue itself was complete garbage. So, but if you guys haven't been to an Upchurch concert, I highly recommend it, and I highly recommend you wear comfortable shoes because you will be jumping around and dancing around for damn near the whole night. Like, he's phenomenal. He's an amazing dude. And, yeah, that's about it with my review on the whole Upchurch concert and the venue that it was at. So, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and that's it. Game over for Mr. Chubbs, and I'll see you guys in the next video.